Here to explain further is Doug Wead. He's a senior advisor to the Ron Paul campaign, and we're therefore very grateful that he's chosen to come and talk with us. Mr. Wead, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome, and I'm glad you were born too, so I wouldn't have to sit here and talk to myself.
That would be very, very boring. Thank you for saying so. In this, explaining this process, I am absolutely sure I just got something wrong because it is a complicated process. Is there anything about those logistics that I messed up in that explanation?
Boy, you did a great job, and you've restored my faith in journalism, because I watch television and I see them saying Romney has this many delegates and Santorum this many delegates, and as you know, not a single delegate has been awarded from Iowa or Minnesota or Missouri or Colorado or Nevada. And as you point out, we're tracking this at the precinct level. We think we have the majority of them. We think we've won in Iowa, we won in Minnesota, we won in Colorado, and Missouri's yet to be seen. And we think we probably won in Nevada because we're counting the precinct votes. The only thing that I might add is there's nothing wrong or deceptive about this. Anybody can stay. You know, Woody Allen says 80% of success is showing up. Well, our people show up, and they have a right to do that, and they're committed, and so they're running as delegates at the precinct level to the county convention, where they will again run as delegates from the county convention to the state convention.
Are they being open at the precinct level? Are they being open about the fact that they will support Ron Paul no matter what happened at the caucus, or is this sort of a sneak attack strategy?
Oh no, they're open. Anybody can stay and anybody can vote. In fact, the party is resisting this as often as they can. There have been occasions where they dismiss the meeting and then relocate in another place to try to keep our people from participating. There are verbal memos that come down from the campaign. In Minnesota, there was a verbal memo, they don't dare put it in print, in which they told all the establishment Republicans, don't vote for any delegate under the age of 40, because they knew it would be a Ron Paul supporter. So we're winning fair and square. And I should point out, all these rules were changed for Mitt Romney. They were changed so that the establishment Republicans could give Mitt Romney a chance to win this nomination in spite of evangelical resistance in the South. So it's all been set up for Romney. We're the poor guys who come. We don't have Goldman Sachs money, but we're coming in playing by their rules. And yes, we have a smile on our face, because right now, the big story missed until you just broke it tonight is probably we have more delegates than anybody in this race right now when all of this is finalized.
I'm sorry to interrupt there. When you said the Republican Party has changed the rules in a way that tried to sort of effectively game the system for Mitt Romney,
right.
What rules do you think they changed to Mitt Romney's benefit?
Well, of course, Florida was moved up because it was a state that would help him. Nevada and Arizona were moved up because there were states with large LDS population. It was proportional in the South, so that if Romney pulls 20, 30% in the South, but because of his faith, a lot of evangelicals go to Gingrich or Santorum or would have gone to another candidate, he still would get something. He wouldn't be shut out. In a winner-take-all, if he's shut out in the South, he can't get the nomination because, remember, the South is loaded in the GOP because it often votes in the presidential elections for GOP. So it's not just population in the South, it's based on how their past voting patterns have been. So the South there's a lot of delegates in the South. So in that sense, it was gamed. And even the primary, the systems, the caucus systems were gamed for him because it was felt he had the money. And with the money, he could have the organization. We don't have the money, but we've got the organization.
I'm assuming that your overall goal is to make Ron Paul the Republican Party's nominee for president. I realize that's what you are in this for. But for the sake of argument, say that you do not achieve that, but you have amassed a very large number of delegates heading into the Republican convention. What would then be the purpose of amassing all of those delegates? What would you use that power and that leverage for?
Well, as you know, anybody who's an observer of modern political history knows that a brokered convention is extremely remote. There are delegates that will move to another candidate if they get a box of Godiva chocolates on their pillow at the hotel in Tampa that night. But Ron Paul delegates are not going to go even if they are offered Secretary of State. So if we can get to a convention with a sizable number of delegates, and if Gingrich stays alive and Santorum stay alive, we could have a brokered convention intervention, it would be a huge show, even though there's a remote possibility. And of course, there are many things we want. We'd like to see the Federal Reserve audited, for example, and Romney's the only candidate left in the Republican Party who hasn't taken that step, and with good reason. His money's coming from Goldman Sachs.
Doug Wead, Senior Advisor to the Ron Paul campaign. Mr. Wead, we have the hardest time in the world trying to get anybody from any of the campaigns to talk to us. So I am, A, very grateful that you were here, but B, I hope that you'll come back. I think this is a huge story, and you helped us explain it, and I would love to have you back on the show if you'd come back.
I thank you for breaking the story, because up till now, finding delegates for Mitt Romney, he says he's got them, but it's kind of like weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Everybody thinks they're there, but nobody can name a one of these delegates that he's won, except the winner-take-all in Florida and the 2 primaries. But in the caucus state, you can't find them because they aren't there yet.
Doug Wead from the Ron Paul campaign. Thank you again, sir. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right.